Robin of Locksley survived the burning sands of faraway lands as he served his role in the unforgiving Crusades. He emerged unscathed from deadly skirmishes just to become an exile and face mightier enemies in his own home country. After his previous hideout in Sherwood, which was razed to the ground, the forests of Sherwood granted refuge to him and his retinue, while its new rulers threatened all. King Richard the Lionheart's untimely demise plunged England into chaos and left roving bands and their petty warlords free to fight amongst themselves for territory and influence. The Sheriff of Nottingham, a murderer and usurper, exploiting the pervasive lawlessness, pillages one area after another, increasing his power and leaving the poor residents of Sherwood at the mercy of wild fate.
I always worry when you're away from home for long, Robin.
My good friar, the sheriff will face death well before I do.
Haughty as always, I'm just glad to see you in good health, friend.
Don't worry, we're not in danger this time. We're safe here.
Nothing I can do after the nightmare that the Crown's men brought on us and our old home.
This time they won't run into us. We're well hidden. I saw to that.
The previous settlement was so goodly. I know you all too well, you crafty fox. I'm aware you're scheming to fight back.
What matters is everyone made it out alive. After I defeated Black Henry and freed Marion, the sheriff completely lost his composure. I must stop the enemy before he becomes too powerful. King's allies grow in numbers. Some are bought with land assignment, others threatened with death and confiscations. We must weaken the grip of the king and the sheriff if we are to feel safe here.
Definitely, Robin. Recently, Little John had his shirt cut. We can't take risks like that.
He'll recover. You know him. We each have our crosses to bear. You say so yourself.
Well said. You may be right. This settlement seems secure.
This time no one will find us. Time to let an arrow loose right into the beast's heart.
I believe you, dear Robin, but before you do that, you must regain your strength. Setting up a new village is exhausting work. Eat something, have a drink, rest in your home. We'll talk later.
Please, look out for yourself when you're out gathering the herbs.
Very funny. I've been locked in a tower once, and now there's no end to the jokes. Just like I know nothing of herbs. Come here, simple outlaw. I've missed you.
And I have missed you, Marian.
Going back to your woes, Little John has been teaching me how to swing a blade properly. Anyone who gets too close will now find themselves a head shorter.
Have you already managed to get some rest? Good friend, it'll never cease to amaze me how little sleep you need. This can't be healthy.
It's good for you, as long as you have water instead of wine, good friar.
I'm not swayed by this. Besides, those who sleep don't sin. I'll keep my wine.
I knew how you'd react. Take it easy, Tuck. Your cask supply's safe.
I should think so. It's a strategic reserve for a time of crisis.
Certainly. Not another word.
I take it you slept so well, you misplaced your weapon. Where is your bow?
This time I didn't lose anything. I broke it during a hunt. We've had so much work with building a new village that I haven't had time to craft a new one yet.
The forest hasn't been kind to us of late. The worst is behind us, however, and now you can take to making your bow in peace. Grab a hatchet and fell a few trees. The wood should suffice for both the bow and the arrows. I have a hemp cord here that should do as a bowstring.
That's all the help I need. Thank you, Tuck.
I know how much you value your weapon. See to crafting it, but be right back. Our village needs your help. travelling through Sherwood without a boat.
How have you been getting along with Tuck while I'm away?
Lately, he got the crazy idea I've been nicking wine from his pantry. Can you believe it? Of course I have. But he ain't caught me red-handed. And if he does...
You'll tell him that's not your red hand.
With a bow like this, you have nothing to fear. Unless you get on Marion's bad side again by telling her to cook for you. Even the purest steel and holy water wouldn't help you then.
Time's long past. We've explained things to each other and agreed I wouldn't make this mistake again. Speaking of whom, have you seen her anywhere?
Be at ease. This time no one lured her into a trap. She left to help the locals. She'll be back sooner or later. Yes, there are many things we need. Food, most of them all. A better archer couldn't be found in all of Sherwood. Before you set off to take from the rich, perhaps you could use your skills to aid us.
I'll gladly try out the new bow. Stoke the fire. We're having a roast tonight. I'll leave the meat in storage.
Everyone in the village is working so intensely, a small feast should lift their spirits. thanks and heavens above, you're back safe and sound, good Robin. Allow me to ask, how was the matter of our does? Was your hunt successful?
How long have we known each other that you still need to ask? My eyes haven't failed me this time either. I just hope that there's enough for everyone. Please, make sure they have a warm meal today.
By the Blessed Mother, of course it shall be done. Well fed and under your leadership, they will soon take up proper work.
What do you mean by that?
The expansion of our settlement, of course. The merry men are starting to run out of breathing room. You are surrounded with many loyal people. Each of them needs a roof over their head. The more houses there are, the more able bodies we have for work.
I think I know what you're hinting at, Tuck.
Have I become that predictable? In that case, I won't beat about the bush. We need wood to construct homes for the village's inhabitants. There's more of us here with each passing day. There you are. I saw the new building. A fine job. I've always believed that carpentry is an exceptional craft.
True. Looks cozy.
Now is the time for the people who live there to get to work. Fortunately, none of them expect a free dinner. We have a few tool production specialists here, and if you build a furnace, you will see that for yourself.
Tuck, are you trying to use some underhanded ploy to send me out into the woods?
God forbid! This time to the quarry. The furnace requires stone. Extract it and watch over the construction. You won't regret it, as we need the tools the furnace provides. Wonderful, Robin. You've mastered the portion of duties related to managing the village. I never doubted your hunting abilities, but governing a township is an entirely different skill set.
As you see, I can manage that too.
Ha! Let's hope no roofs fall on anyone's head.
I can think of at least one person in Nottingham Castle who could use a roof collapsing on his head.
Robin, though I do have a similar sentiment towards falling roofs and the sheriff's head. Anyway, listen to me well now. This is a serious matter.
So, you know how to be serious.
I can, and so should you by now. The village that we're setting up here is only the beginning. You'll see for yourself that in time we'll learn how to function not as a band of forest outlaws, but as a well-organized community.
That's the plan. I'll make it so that the people will live free again, safe from the sheriff's tyranny.
Of course, I believe it. Even if I didn't, that would make scarcely a difference with your persistence.
What's this about then?
About the people, in fact. For now, those closest to us. You realize we're surrounded by a vast and marvelous land, after all. It is inhabited by various houses, groups and alliances. It's often the case that they are not quite fond of each other.
I'm aware of that, Friar.
Try to win the sympathy of at least a few. Show the denizens of this land that not all hope is lost. Having their support means you'll travel the road further ahead with greater confidence.
Reasonable. Is there something I should start with?
Every action taken against the outlaws or the men of King John and the sheriff is an action that counts. To every one of us. When the king's steward looks to take some good person's head, you stop him. When you see a caravan laden with royal gold, I'm sure you see where this is going.
I understand.
There are, however, places where exceptionally unsettling things are said to happen.
What do you mean?
The Barnesdale region is a place where you can find both the king's men as well as bandit ruffians. The sons of Adam and the waved children make up the chief threat there. Apart from them, the local people are bound to accept your aid.
They deserve it, and they'll have it. They mean as much to me as the people who live in our forest refuge.
Very noble of you, dear Robin, as always. I know you believe it, but you must make them believe it too. Some of those people are afraid and just want to survive. Others don't really know what to think at all. Convince them with your actions and the sheriff's reign will fall faster than you expect.
I believe you, Friar. Are there any places I should see?
I have two in mind. Would you prefer to hear about mysterious thefts or wolves in a silver mine?
Mysterious thefts? Sounds like something right up my alley.
I don't know much about them, but I've heard tell that traders travelling through Barnesdale are relieved of their riches in a rather crafty manner. Searching for any remaining loot or culprits has been futile.
The outlaws? The sheriff?
The sheriff wouldn't have bothered to hide anything. Outlaws would have left clues. Talk to Nicholas. He's a cloth merchant and an old friend. He's probably sitting somewhere in a tavern and mourning his loss.
Hardly a wonder. I'll speak with him. Maybe I'll learn something. Wolves in the mine. Those wine casks were meant for an emergency, not for a single dinner.
Very amusing. Wolves is a moniker given to House de Grey by the locals. You will find Hildewolf Mine to the southeast. It belongs to King John.
This already sounds interesting.
Since recently, though, it's been swarming with de Grey's men. Word is they took by force, with little regard for the king's law.
Is there any chance they'll finish each other off?
I do not know what to make of this. On the one hand, they are the enemy of our enemy. On the other, they're known for wars and conflict that they start with nearly everyone they meet.
Anything else?
The de Greys also dabble in exotic alcohol trade and scheming. I won't deny that the former interests me more than the latter.
I can wager a guess.
Right now, the most important matter is that the peasants from Hildewolf Mine fell out of the frying pan and into the fire. The boot of their new tyrants weighs heavily on them. And they surely need the help of someone like you. Besides, access to silver may help us arm our people better.
I'll look into it. I know it's not in your nature, Marion, but have you had some rest since the escape?
I could ask you the same thing, my dear. The Prince of Thieves needs to rest too.
Now you're just mocking me. The Prince of Thieves.
A little, but mostly worrying. So many sleepless nights have passed to settle here.
There's no end in sight. Are you handling our people all right?
I tended to whom I could with what little there was left in the herbal satchel. I can gather new plants myself, but we need more serious equipment to look after the gravely injured.
Tell me how I can help you.
We have most of the construction materials, as well as the plans. Collect some reed for me. It usually grows by rivers and other bodies of water.
And later,
Look over the construction. Yes, exactly it, Robin. Applying broadleaf poultices won't help with serious wounds. Now I can get to some real work.
If it hadn't been for you, half of us wouldn't have survived the winter. You can't imagine how grateful I am that you're here.
Getting all sentimental? I'm here with you and I believe in what you're fighting for. We're fighting together. Besides, I can't quite imagine returning to the royal court and those perfumed toadies.
That's true, Marion, though it's still a long road ahead of us.
Shorter with every day, my love. Do what you have to, and I'll make sure the village is functioning properly while you're away.
Keep an eye on Tuck and Little John from time to time. They can be like two cats in a bag.
There's no cure I know of for their strain of camaraderie, but I can keep an eye on them, or a lash over them. There's one more thing, Robin.
Yes?
Take my sash and place it at home. Let it draw you back to it with my thoughts.
Thank you, Marion. I'll travel to this sash, to our home, to you.
Stop me. I'm hurting all over, Robin.
It's good to see you too, John. What happened?
Oh, something snapped in me back. I can barely bend down.
But that must be normal at your age. Marion will make you a balm for it.
At my age? You forgotten about our meeting on the bridge or what?
You don't forget a blow like that. Although, I have been managing better in fights since then.
Couldn't be any other way with a teacher as excellent as me. You fancy a little adventure?
And a friend as excellent as you, John. What adventure do you have in mind?
Nothing epic. A few thugs wanted too close and need to have their faces caved in for it. You ready to teach them a lesson? I'll show you where they are.
I'll gladly warm up my bones, and you be sure to mind yours.
Excellent. Teeth are going to fly. Let's meet at the edge of the village. Finally, you're here. I'm the one with sore bones here, not you. I saw a camp in this area.
You're fiendishly fast for such a bruiser. What is this camp?
Regular thugs, but they can cause trouble if they find us. Besides, saw them hiding something in the hollow tree.
Now you have my attention, John. No time to waste. Let's get moving.
First things first. Sneak up to the guard there. He's watching the camp and he doesn't look tougher than you, so he shouldn't have a problem.
All right, I'll hide in the grass. This'll be easy. And that's how it's done, old-timer.
I'll admit, not too bad. Though I would have packed a bigger punch for it.
I've no doubt about that, John. Maybe you'll demonstrate that bigger punch on some other brigands.
I can barely move with this here back. You trying to do me in? Take care of him and come back to me. What did those dodgers hide in there?
Looks like loot from a theft. Some gold, some jewelry, everything covered in flour. Find out who this could be, John, and return it to the owner.
I'll have a look around the area as soon as I feel better. By the way, do you ever miss our looting days? Remember how one time you had me put on a frog and...
Well, I myself pretended to be blind to fool the sheriff. Yes, I remember. Good times, John.
By God! He was howling mad like a wolf when he figured out how we duped him. Could still hear him from a league away, and got a bit of gold while at it.
Maybe we'll pull off something like that again. Right now, it's time to look after the village.
You grow ever more reasonable with time, my friend. But you're right. We'll meet back home. That's the end. Yeah.
Last I checked, this mine belonged to King John. You don't look like his soldiers.
Aye, well, it did. Still does. But now the silver comes through us.
Now is that the Greys who hold a firm grasp on royal silver.
And since when is King John so pleased to see other hands lay on his treasures?
The bloody hell are you? Oi, Tom, you know this sod?
Can't see this much too well with the hood on.
Yeah, you're right. You, hooded. Shut your face and show it before I shove my iron in it.
Gentlemen, some manners, please. I've hunted bigger wolves. Skinned some bigger ones still.
Ho ho! We've got a live one. Good. I get tired of beating skinny peons in a pope.
Come on then, try your luck with me.
My good lord, what have you done? More of them will come back. They'll cut us down.
No one's coming back here. Calm down. Oh, I can't believe I'm asking this, but why aren't the king's men here?
Oh, hooded one, don't you know nothing? The king gave the mines to the House the Grey.
Since when does the king hand out his estate? As I recall, he's more in the taking business.
I don't know why, my lord. A Mahdi, a miner of 20 years. A slave as of recently.
Call me Robin. Addy, don't the de Greys look after you miners?
They do, Robin. They mind that the bruises heal before they have another go at us.
I see.
And if someone's too weak to work anymore, they hang him on the spot. We're all half dead here.
How many of you are down here?
A few. They keep some in the cages. The others they beat to set an example.
I'll free whomever I manage, and chase the Greys away. They should surrender the mine, and things will return to normal.
Look out for their leader. His name's Harper Webb. A dreadful man. He's far down in the mine, like a caged wolf. Even his people are too scared to disturb him.
I've known many men who were said to be terrifying. Hardly any of them lived up to their reputation. You're free, friend.
Thank you, my lord. I ain't seen no sun for a week. Thank you.
Safe returns, and be... Upper Weeb of House de Grey, fearless slayer of poor peasants, unmatched hunter of defenseless miners.
You step into the wolf's lair and mock him? Somewhat brave, but mostly foolish.
I don't count myself among the most reasonable outlaws in these parts.
A hooded outlaw? Am I being honored with the presence of Robin Hood?
So, this is what famous people feel like. Interesting. It's enjoyable. I can't say.
You're about to find out what dead people feel like.
Before the inevitable comes, I want to know, what in the hells are you doing here with your people?
What do you mean? I'm earning my keep and fighting for my family's better tomorrow. The Greys have longed for a place of their own in this world, and we'll tear one out of it for ourselves. None will treat us like cheap cannon fodder in their wars. We shall have the honors which we are due.
Such a heroic struggle. Does it take much training before you can imprison a dying peasant?
Robin, not everyone will just throw their fortune, land, and comfortable life away in the name of sitting in a forest den. Sometimes you need to take wise steps to stave off defeat.
You took them, and yet the defeat is still coming. I only hope you'll last long enough to realize it was all a mistake.
Yeah, your moralizing bores me. Cease the debate and draw your weapon.
Well, now, that's an idea of chivalry I'd expect from a thick head. This won't take long after all.
or anyone.